Hello there guys, so we do apologise about that. We'll have to possibly change the audio levels and everything. Munch, if you can keep an eye on the Twitch chat just to see the audio levels and that's fine. But we are straight back into this game. Still not much has happened since that first blood was picked up. There hasn't been any further kills or anything just yet. So just still playing out. There is a bit of a CS lead that's starting to actually happen for Arias, but as I say, that Orion is finishing off 7 CS and actually catches straight back up. So fairly even game right now, other than the first blood given up by bot lane at the start. Are you still having problems spectating?
I'm back in now.
Perfect.
Artesh actually taking a fair chunk of damage from the distance, but luckily had his passive available, so was able to heal up with that Orb of Deception.
Yeah, and able to heal straight back up, and I'm actually surprised how little action's actually gone on this early in the game. You know, everything's fairly even right now.
Yeah, I was saying, I'm amazed at how little fighting has gone on in this mid lane. Both very revered players, and I was expecting this mid lane to be sort of kill after kill after kill, but really, I'm amazed at how few ganks there's been in this play.
Yeah, definitely. We will try and I'll sort out the overlays and that for you guys when we finish this game. So I do apologise about there being no overlay at the moment, but at least hopefully that should stop the lagging and everything. Are you on Twitch? Can you just double check that everything's okay in terms of the lag on that? That's fine, that's perfect. Artesh does pop his Foxfires. Looks like he wants to go aggressive on Ariana. He's taken to about half health there, but still no kills, no aggression really been picked up. Vi is charging her Vault Breaker in bot right now. In fact, Ari's pops hit. Oh, Shockwave does land, and unfortunately it doesn't go into the tower. This Leona does land a Zenith Blade onto the Vi. Lucian actually flashing for the kill there, managing to pick up the kill on Caitlyn. Leona's taken very low, finishing off Thresh there with the Q, and Elise is there to pick up the kill on Chadwick as well. So that's actually a 2-for-1 trade in favour of ACOG in that bot lane, despite Nottingham starting the aggression there. So 2 for 2 and almost dead even on gold right now. Actually, that's just evened up the odds in ACOG's favour.
Yeah, really close fight, and that dive from Chadwick was so aggressive, and I think he would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for the fact that Elise had come down, Shardwing there knowing exactly where he needed to be at the time.
Yeah, and now Shardwing actually going aggressive onto Artesh. Artesh taken very low, and Shardwing with that red buff maybe able to finish him off. Vi is there just in time to pressure Shardwing off of Artesh though, so Ari's gonna survive that and just recall.
Yeah, really narrowly avoided that one.
Yeah, is your client still okay now?
I'm just back in, but it keeps on freezing up.
That's no problem. But up until then, this Teemo still being so annoying in that top lane too, Trundle. Just constantly shooting with the poison darts, getting his health lower and lower. And Techno actually surprisingly doing very well to keep up on CS. Stealing away some health and stats when he can, just to try and make sure that he stays high enough to stay in lane. He does pop his ultimate there, I believe, you know, just for the health regen to try and get there. And that'll get him straight back to full health. The charm does land. Arches doesn't choose to follow up on it though. So still not much going on at the moment in terms of straight up aggression with the junglers.
Yeah, I feel like this mid lane sorry, I'm nowhere near my mic. This mid lane, both mid laners are fairly nervous about going for this fight, but we are going to see it now. The charm does land on Stern Robo, but the charm but luckily RFI is there at the very last second to get that down. But the solar flare is going to go down. Denexo in a really bad situation now. Chadwick going to be able to walk away from this one, I think. Cocoon obviously on cooldown from hitting Thresh, but now Default taking loads of damage from Denexo. From Chadwick, sorry, the culling not quite able to get that.
Yeah, Leona just body blocking that, but they could finish him off still.
Chadwick again, really low here. Does go try and chase Defunct, but unfortunately went a little too far out. And Shardwing again being in just the right spot. Yeah,
he definitely went a little bit too deep there, considering that he was already weak and lucky to survive that. So definitely surprised that he did choose to go in. If we look at the item builds really fast, we can see that Lucian's picked up his VS sword and he's got his Vamp Scepter building up towards that Bloodthirster. Caitlyn's got her BF sword as well. The mid laners, Oriana has opened up the Chalice, so she's going to be going straight for the Athenes, which isn't at all surprising. A lot of the AP mid laners now, when they're up against another AP mid laner, will go that Chalice first. However, Artesh isn't choosing to do that. He's got his double Dorans, he's got his Sorcerer's Boots. He has now picked up the Fiendish Cone deck, so he could be going for it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to get like a DFG first item on the Ari.
Yeah, and DFG first item on Ari is such a strong item, especially with the way it synergizes. But RFI is getting caught out here, does manage to get the assault battery on Stern Robo, but he is going to go down. Elise, sorry, Leona getting so much damage now with that passive. But now, the shockwave onto Danexo. Danexo in a really, really bad spot. Solar Flare does go down. Danexo taking so much damage from that Sunlight passive. Like I was just saying a second ago, that Sunlight passive so strong now. Artesh taking a chunk of damage from Stern Robo, but if he can get a good charm, the Shardwing getting hit by that charm does take a massive chunk of damage, but Artesh not going to be able to 1v4 right here. He's going to have to back away, but then again, Stern Robo taking a lot of damage. But the charm unfortunately was on cooldown at the start of that. If the charm had been available, that would have definitely been a kill.
Oh, 100%. And this is what we were talking about. Artesh always feels confident enough to stay and see if he can get a kill. Most of the time, he actually does walk out with the kill. That time wasn't quite so successful. Managed to get a lot of damage down, but didn't fortunately kill anyone. So they will be behind from that fight. Nottingham actually 800 gold, so not too much of a negative sort of gold loss for them. Trundle, I'm still so surprised that Trundle's been keeping up on farm. He's only 6 CS behind. Teemo's finished that Haunting Geist, so he's got some magic pen there. Whereas Trundle, I'm not surprised at all, but it looks like he's rushing straight for that Spirit Visage against this Teemo.
Yeah, and it's quite an interesting choice. I mean, obviously it is really, really good item versus that Teemo, but obviously gives him that extra health regen as well. Because of the Spirit Visage, the way it works, you do get 20% extra healing effect, so that includes health regen, includes lifesteal. But Teemo doing really well here to blind Trundle as he goes for those CS. Brilliant. Going to be trying to take this tower fairly soon, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Vi was there to try and help pressure him, but she can't just sit in that lane. And with Techno recalling, I feel Teemo really is going to take that tower in the next few minutes. The charm lands, but did take a bit of damage and he has no mana, so Artesh not able to follow up on that. Vi is actually trying to come up. There is a ward there, but they may be able to try and get Trillion here.
Yeah, Trillion in a really bad spot. The Assault Battery goes down, the Ignite is ticking. The Mushroom goes though, it's going to slow them down. But Trillion, really well played. Does manage to get out with Shardwing now in the bot lane. Danexo getting caught out. And he is going to go down. The Ace in the hole comes out with Chadwick.
Oh, wow.
Venom Spike going to finish that one off. Chadwick trying to finish off. But in the mid lane now we have a fight. Artesh getting hit by the Shockwave, but he still has his ultimate available. The excellent flash, and Artesh so close to giving it away. Robo at the very last second manages to get it with that dissonance.
That was so unlucky for Artesh there. Such a nice flash to dodge the ball from Orianna, but unfortunately both of them low on mana and their cooldowns were all on, so Orianna able to get her cooldown first, uses that ball to finish off Artesh. Almost a really nice outplay, but unfortunately he will go down, and suddenly Nottingham are behind nearly 3k gold.
Yeah, and this is just such a massive turnaround. They were behind to begin with, but now they've just sort of turned around and gone, look, we want to win this game, and we're going to make sure we do. And Zenogra actually opting for mobility boost and yet staying in that bot lane, so quite an interesting choice. Obviously going to be zooming around, as you can see, Leona charging around everywhere, but not actually going to be roaming as much as I'd anticipate with those mobility boosts.
Yeah, and Elise on the other hand is sitting on 402 right now. Ari has got 1500, almost 1600 gold to her name, so when she does back she will be able to afford either a needlessly large rod or some other really big item. Lucian's sitting on 1200 gold as well, so Nottingham do have a lot of money to the name and can get some really big items here, but we'll have to see what exactly they do choose to get.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm very interested to see this mid lane matchup once Artesh has picked up either a needlessly large rod or finished that chalice. I'll be interested to see which one he does go for. He has just gone back to base. He does pick up the needlessly large rod. That is going to mean that his burst is that much stronger. If he can land that charm, if he can get that damage boost, it's going to be so scary, and will be able to one-shot, say, Defunct if he's able to catch it.
Yes, definitely. That's really going to be quite impactful in that mid lane. Orianna has finished her Athene, so she has got a little bit of MR. However, if that charm does land, and we do see actually they're going aggressive now.
Robo able to dodge the from Orianna. Artesh really playing well with that Spirit Rush, and now we do have a fight going down in the bot lane. So Nogra able to jump onto Dan Exo, consistently managed to engage onto Dan Exo. Death sentence just missing there. Now Zanogra getting re-aggressed upon. Vi is coming into the bot lane. But I don't know if this is a fight that Nottingham necessarily
Well,
wants.
Ari is there as well, and Ari can potentially go in if Nottingham look for it, but ACOG are going to back away. They don't want any of that. And Timo and Techno now are actually just trying to scare each other away, and it will be Techno running away from that with his life ticking down, but we might see another engaged bot as Vi's here now to try and pressure this turret.
Yeah, and it looks like Nottingham are wanting to try and get this turret, but Elise is here as well, so we probably will see a fight if they do keep pushing. But looks like Vi is just going to walk away from this one, decided they don't want to try and stay for the full fight. And that ward being placed actually getting pinged by Nottingham, so really good map awareness there.
Definitely. And it does look like Timo is trying to fully push Techno here on his trundle right back, but Techno does go back up to his top lane, and Timo's got free roam of Nottingham's jungle now. The bot lane is looking scary. Caitlyn's finished the Bloodthirst, and now Chadwick hasn't quite finished his yet, so Caitlyn's got a lot of damage potential here. And this Elise, she's got a Spirit of the Ancient Golem, she's got her Giant Spell, and then Boots of Mobility that you were talking about. So she's gone very tanky, but she's gone then Boots, so she can still, you know, have really great gank potential, even though she's built tanky without building damage. And it's worked out great for her so far, sitting on 4-0-2. And actually, Ari's just finished his DFG now, so this is where we should hopefully see Artesh getting some really nice kills, getting some roams. But Shardwing has come to this top now to try and pressure Techno away.
Yeah, did throw a Q onto Techno there, but not actually going to go full aggression there. Padrillion wasn't in a position to follow up on that. And Artesh going to be taking up this blue buff, making him that little bit scarier for Stern Robo. I'll be interested to see this next fight. This next fight between Stern Robo and Artesh is going to be the sort of decider on who's going to be ahead for the majority of the game. And I almost hope that it is a 1v1 just so we can see that sort of epic duel, but they will probably wait for a gank.
Yeah, most likely. I don't think at this point in the game both teams know the importance of being careful and making sure they don't get caught here, so I definitely think that they'll have to calculate their engagements, and if they have got a jungler there, especially one like a Vi or the Elise, because Vi has got pretty much the same build as Elise. She's actually got Spirit of the Ancient Golem, Giant Spell and Moby Boots. They're sitting very similar, but ACOG are quite a lot of men in this mid lane now, and they're trying to pressure this turret.
Spirit Rush coming out from Artesh, just managing to dodge that Zenith Blade. Are going to have to back off though, and that is going to be a tower taken for ACOG.
Turret has been destroyed.
It is. In the meantime though, Lucian is able to take the bot tower, so are able to get something back for it. This dragon's coming up 15 seconds though, and at the moment it's looking like ACOG are going to have complete control. Vi and Thresh are here, Timo's at the top, and Trundle may be coming down, so it does look like Nottingham don't want to give this up for completely free.
No, definitely not. And when the gold is this close, you really don't want to be trying to give away a dragon for free. So are going to be contesting this one, and actually with Padrillion in the top lane here, I don't know if ACOG can actually fight for this. They do have 5 people at this dragon, but Padrillion needs to be pushing this top lane, or it's going to be a really bad trade for ACOG. ACOG not able to fight for that one, just going to have to back off. But Padrillion pushing in that top lane, he wants to take a tower here to make this worthwhile. If he can't take that tower, then it is just free gold for Nottingham. Yeah,
definitely. He's going to get a lot of damage on. I don't think he has enough minions to take this tower, so I don't think it will be going down. But it was a nice pickup for Nottingham, and because of the 4v5 and just the potential Ari has to catch people out, they do actually get caught in the jungle though.
Caught by the Zenith Blade there. Leona getting caught though by that death sentence. Really well played. Now the Assault Barrier going on to defunct. This is a really good fight for Nottingham so far. Artesh going to follow this up. The Orb Deception doing so much damage. The Spirit Rush is available. The Flash though will follow up on Ariana. The line is now frozen.
That's fine, because Ariana is trying to get away. Vi will pick up that kill just so. Vi does manage to pick up the kill on Ariana. Not quite managing to get away there, Stern Robo, so unfortunately you will go down. And with 3 people down, Nottingham are just going to push this mid with 4 people, and they're looking at another tower here. This is a really nice pickup for Nottingham. They've gone from being over 3k gold behind to 600 gold behind, and picking up a kill which will actually put them 100 gold ahead.
So really
Timo actually flashing for the kill on Techno, but Techno wasn't actually in range, so he ended up taking 3 tower shots and not getting anything for that. Slight misplay there. And now Techno pops his ult and actually goes aggressive on the Teemo and hammers him down with that big ice, let's call it an ice batter that he has right there. Just crunching down on Padrillian's head, saying, no more thank you, I want another kill on you. Picks up the first kill, and hopefully now that'll give him a little bit more freedom in this lane. He is pushed up quite hard, and he is down by 20 CS, but it's definitely a nice pickup for Padrillian there that came off the misplay from Teemo flashing under that tower.
Yeah, I have cracked open my laptop. League has finished patching, so I'm going to be able to spectate it on my laptop now, so I will be able to just commentate on these team fights instead of just freezing up.
That's not
really
a problem.
Sorry about the technical issues we've had tonight, guys.
Yeah, League Client hasn't been your best friend for some reason tonight, definitely, but that's fine. I'm still in the game. Hopefully you guys can all still see it, so not a problem there while you're getting back in the game. We'll just keeping an eye on things. Not much happening now. ACOG are trying to push back up and get back this pressure that Nottingham have relieved since they've got that dragon. Elise is coming down bot and they're looking to get 3 people bot. Danexo actually caught out here. It's quite extended. The stun goes down on him. He's get took below half health straight away from the owner. The Zenith plan lades. The sun goes down. Danexo is melted straight away and ACOG just able to disengage from that. But here comes Vi now, landing the Vault Breaker onto Caitlyn. She's taken very low. The Assault and Battery will finish her off. So another pickup from Nottingham. Shardwing's taken very low as well. The Vault Breaker does land, and now Techno's here as well. Shardwing should not be able to get away from that. Lucian won't let that happen, and now Artesh is going quite deep onto Orianna. Orianna speed boosts herself. The ball not quite enough to finish Artesh off. He just dodged that ball as well. His order of his deception just goes out, and he does get finished off there. Starting to struggle with my words there because of how much action actually just happened. But overall, I think that was a 3 for 3. Or a 2 for 2 in that, yeah, 2 for 2. So Nottingham is still actually 1.2k gold ahead here, and Chadwick's starting to get some kills on him, and he's almost finished his Triforce now. When he gets that item, it's going to be quite a big damage boost for him. Caitlyn's got her static shift, so she's going to be really strong at pushing these lanes out and getting more pressure in that bot lane for ACOG. But it's getting a lot closer now, and these next team fights and the next dragons and objectives that are going to happen, these are going to be game deciding, so both teams need to be on their best right now.
Yeah, I have managed to get it open on my laptop now, so I'm going to be able to commentate with you.
Great
so
to hear.
hopefully that's the end of our technical issues for tonight. Fingers crossed. So, looking at the score so far, we are only 700 gold different right now. This is such a close game. Taking a look at the inventories for the mid lane, we've got that DFG on the Ari, we've got a needlessly large rock, we've got the boost, we've also got Negatron. Look, with Shardwing getting caught out by this charm now, the death sentence might be able to get away with this. The repel not going to be able to get him anywhere, and Shardwing is almost definitely going to come down here. The Spirit Rush does go down, but that's going to be a kill for Artesh for free.
There's no way you're going to get away from an Ari Thresh Vi combo by yourself. With and the amount
now, we are going to see ACOG answering for that one death with a free tower. So,
sorry, is my tower muted? Hello? Sorry, I think my mic was muted then. I was trying to commentate, but sorry about that. I think my mic had some problems there, but that was a really nice pickup. They can't get away from, at least couldn't get away from a Ari Thresh Vi. They have so much CC and so much shutdown potential that there was no chance she was going to get away there. So smart to not use a flash. The flash was down, but you know, she did just die to that. And Artesh will actually pick up double buffs off that, so that is one scary Ari right now. Yeah,
really terrifying, and that's the kind of Ari that you really do not want to go in a 1v1 against. But it looks like they are going to be setting up this blue buff for Stern Robo to take, and this next team fight coming up, Dragon is up in 30 seconds, and this is such an important fight right now.
Yeah, ACOG have shortened the lead again for Nottingham, so they're only 500 gold behind now. They are a tower up, so when Nottingham are able to take this top tower that's been pushed up against them for so long, they will even it out, if not go ahead. But Trundle isn't even going to try that. In fact, Trundle's coming down for this dragon fight, and Teemo and on Padrillian on Teemo is top still, so Nottingham may have the upper hand in this fight again, even though ACOG are already there. They need to make sure they get there before it goes down though, because there's so much damage coming out from ACOG, and they are just going to be able to take it.
ACOG able to get that, but Shardwing, I think, accidentally ripping onto Danexo there. The charm goes down as well. Shardwing, so low, is almost down. Yeah, it does go down. Denexo escaping on so little health. And then Oriana going to get caught as well. RFI now onto Defunct. Defunct taking a whole chunk of damage there. And Ari has come around the back. Well, actually, Artesh in kind of a bad spot here, but he's able to get that kill. Caitlyn had crit though. He may well have gone down. And now Chadwick going to pick up that kill on Zenogra. Yeah. That is a 4-for-0 there for Nottingham. And that is really scary for us.
Yeah, and Chadwick did so much damage there. In fact, Danexo lands a death sentence, and they may go against his Teemo now.
Yeah, Trillion in a really bad spot. Excellent flash though. The Ignite is sticking there. Is going to be enough. That is an ace for Nottingham.
That is really great play from Nottingham. This main bot lane here, the damage coming out from Chadwick, he's not only finished his Triforce in the last buy, he also picked up a pickaxe on top of that. So he had so much AD. Artesh coming from the back as well on that double buff Ari. Put down huge damage on Caitlyn. She did use a barrier and he did look quite weak, but managed to get that kill, and just great play overall from Nottingham. ACOG did get the dragon, but as we said, there were only 4 man there. Teemo was at the top and he actually got finished off as well in the end. And with Nottingham picking up this top tower, they will even out towers. And now that we see the objectives are even out, we see what the CS and kill gold actually is. And they're ahead by 2.3k gold right now, Nottingham are. So really great play by them. I'm impressed so far.
Yeah, definitely. And if any of you watched the assessment, ACOG was saying that they weren't that worried about Nottingham, but maybe they should have been, because Nottingham really putting on a show here. And looking at the scoreboard right now, the only person with more than 2 deaths is Danexo, and he's the support. He's allowed to die. Comparatively, on ACOG's side, there's only 1 person with 2 or less deaths, so that really just sort of shows the state of the game right now.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just going to turn the sound down a little bit. I'm trying to turn you up, but I don't want to minimize the screen right now, so I'll turn you up after, but I'll turn down the master volume so I can hear you a little bit better. Teemo now putting a lot of pressure still onto Trundle, but now he's got the Spirit Visage, now he's got the Negatron Cloak and the Merch Reds. He's not actually too scared. He's actually got the CS lead there, and it looks like they're going to look for a fight mid now. The ace in the hole landing on Artesh, doing a lot of damage onto him.
And this is quite a scary fight for Nottingham right now. Artesh is kind of low and able to heal up a bit with that passive, but if they do manage to get that poke down onto Artesh before the fight, Artesh currently having 4 kills and 5 assists, so he's got a fair chunk of Nottingham's damage, so it could be a really dangerous situation if they can land too much poke.
Yeah, and because of that poke, ACOG actually feel confident enough to go to this Baron, and this could be a really big throw from them because Nottingham are coming, they're all at full health, and this could be a big fight now. Shockwave lands.
Oh,
wow.
Incredible shockwave though. Denexo in a really bad spot. The Culling doing so much damage though. Zenogra is going to go down. He's the first death of the fight. And the excellent death sentence managing to land onto Pedrillion. This is a terrifying fight for ACOG right now. That is a 4-for-0. But
the mushrooms.
So much damage. Hitting another one. Absolutely getting chunked. And Oriana looking to pick up a quadra kill if he can here. This is a really dangerous spot for both teams really, but that is a 4-for-1. So long as they can get away here, that is a 4-for-1. But Chadwick is going in for this fight. Stern Robo in a really bad situation. The red buff is ticking. The ward goes down. That is going to be an ace for Nottingham. Sorry. Great
play from Nottingham there. That shockwave was so good from Stern Robo. He actually almost one-shot Danexo. He was on 30 health. Chadwick was so weak as well. But because the Trundle and the Vi just ran through and stopped the damage dealers of ACOG by jumping onto them, they couldn't follow it up. Even though they had the AD carry, fair enough, Chadwick did lifesteal back, but even though Chadwick and Danexo were literally on one shot at the back, ACOG couldn't get to them. ACOG were just pushed right back, and because Chadwick was still able to deal this damage, even though he was on such low health from the back, they just melted. He's picked up that less Whisper now. Ari has actually just finished a Void Staff as well, Bittle Scepter, sorry. So she's got a lot more MR and also reducing the magic, the MR from the enemy team. So really nice pickup for Ari, and that's such great pickup for Nottingham there. They didn't get the Baron. I actually think the mistake from there was ACOG trying to do that Baron. I'm not too sure what they were doing there. I don't think they could ever have finished that. What's your thoughts on the Baron attempt?
Yeah, I really feel like that was kind of almost a desperation Baron, but actually they're not that far behind. I don't feel they needed to go for a risky Baron like that. When it's a sort of 50-50 chance of getting it and a 50-50 chance of getting aced, I really don't think it's ever worth doing that unless you're way behind. So a bit too risky of a play, in my opinion, when the score is this close.
Yeah, definitely, really risky, and it didn't pay off for them. They fell behind even further, and they actually got almost aced other than that Orianna staying alive. And if a shockwave like that perfect, in fact the charm does land here.
Followed by the death sentence. The shockwave goes down, but it only hits Techno. This is a really bad fight for ACOG so far. Shardwick is going to be the first to go down, but now Zenogra getting really low as well. The culling does go across, and ACOG all really low here, and it looks like Nottingham are going to go for this Baron.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised that the ACOG jungler.
Contest or not.
Well, no, the ACOG jungle is down right now for 30 more seconds. There's no smite up for ACOG. They have no tank other than Leona, and the only tank item Leona has is Giant's Belt and the Ruby Sightstone. They don't really have much armor or health or anything. Danexo's taken so low from that one shroom though, just because he has no MR. Caitlyn's quite safe at trying to get over the wall, but no!
It's the charm.
Wow.
By the death sentence onto Caitlyn. Such a good play there, and that is going to be a Baron for Nottingham. And now Chadwick is chasing up onto Robo. The death sentence manages to land. Such a good play by Danexo. And now Pedrillian's going to get slowed by that box. That is a 99% slow. So hard to escape from. But really nice flash from Pedrillian. That's the second really nice flash we've seen from him. Really good play. But
yeah,
that is going to be 2 kills and a Baron for Nottingham. And it looks like they may be able to take an inhibitor off.
Such a nice hook from Danexo. He was taken very weak, and he hasn't built very tanky. He's gone more utility for his team. But when you can land hooks like that and stay alive, then it's completely fine, because that was such a great hook there. And Nottingham off that Baron are just charging straight into their base, and they're going to take this inhib. I'd expect them to back off, push the lanes up a bit more. Buy again, they need to be careful of these shrooms. One shroom to Artesh and he will actually go down.
Oh, Pedrillian trying to get the kill onto Artesh, but it was warded, and an excellent charm there. Chardwing, trying to get onto him, but Artesh just baiting the whole enemy team and nearly walking on that mushroom. That could have been the death of him. And he's going to walk away from that one after baiting 2 people to their death.
Yeah, they don't even need to back now. They've got the regen. There's 2 more people down on ACOG for another 30 seconds. They can stay now and shove this even more. They can take a top inhib off this and possibly more if they manage to get anyone else.
Yeah, it's gonna. Oh, the shockwave only landing on 2 people, and neither of them Artesh. This is a really bad situation for ACOG. The assault battery going down onto Defunct. Defunct getting really low. The culling not quite going to be enough. Zenogra able to body block that, but that is going to be a second inhibitor for Nottingham. The ace in the hole actually threading the needle there, but Artesh able to walk away from that one alive, and that is going to be 2 inhibitors and a 10,000 gold lead for Nottingham.
Yeah, and everyone just coming up now for ACOG. Nottingham smartly just backing, happy with what they have, and so they should be. They went from being 100 gold up and 1.3k behind to now being 10k gold ahead. That is so big for them, and it's literally happened in the space of about 8 minutes.
Yeah, and it's how confident ACOG were walking into this game. This was the team that they feared the least at the start of this game, and now they're really starting to eat their words. The 10,000 goal behind, it's going to take a really strong defense from ACOG for them to stay in this game now.
100%, yeah. And as I said, I know the Nottingham guys. I've played with them for 2 years, some of them, and they were feeling confident coming into this. They believe in this squad that they've got together now, and so far they've been so good. Chadwick actually going over the wall here, and Nottingham are fighting this.
Chadwick able to pick up that kill. RFI getting a really nice assault and battery. Now Shardwick's in a really bad spot. The Pillar of Filth able to stop him escaping. That's a double kill for Chadwick. Chadwick now on 13 kills, and this is going to be either a bottom inhib, or they might even just try and close out this game here.
Yeah, Artesh is heading towards that mid lane. You've still got 35 seconds at least before the 2 members of ACOG are up, and they are 2 of the most important members. That's the Orianna and the Elise. There's only a Teemo, a Caitlyn, and a support now, so Nottingham can get so much damage on these turrets, and they could possibly even end it here.
Yeah, and the Solar Flare, they're going down. Pedrillian able to pick up that kill onto Ari, but now Pedrillian is going to go down for that. Zenogra in a really bad spot as well. The culling going down, keeping Caitlyn on the next, actually killing Caitlyn and Leona on the fountain. That's going to be a triple kill for Chadwick, and that is going to be the game for Nottingham A.
Great play from Nottingham. I'm so happy that they've actually come out and won this. Everyone on that team, I know, they didn't have the best tournament in the last tournament, but this game they've come out, they've beat ACOG after they've just beat Manchester, so looking really strong, and couldn't have hoped for a better game. That was so action packed, very even throughout the whole game, but look at the ending, 11k goal difference. Really nice play from Nottingham.
Yeah, really, really strong. And it was once they managed to get that little bit of a lead, they just kept it going. And it's that team comp that we were talking about. The
Shit.
Ari charms, the Thresh death sentences, and the Vi assault and batteries. The second anyone was out of position, they'd get one of those CCs and the others would follow up. And there was nothing that they could do to get out of that situation. But then once you've got that, it's a 4v5, and there's nothing the enemy team can do to fight that.
Definitely, and just that's the scariness of this. I feel so. Not a lot really that they could have done towards that end when they were so far behind, but great play from Nottingham, and I can't wait to see ACOG in the next game. Actually, I'm curious to see what they'll actually say and how they feel coming out after beating the strongest team and then falling to what they thought was one of the weakest teams. Curious to see how they're actually going to be feeling mentally after that.
Yeah, so really, really good game, and I cannot wait to see what ACOG have to say about Nottingham's lineup now, because, like you said, in the assessment, they were saying that Nottingham were the team that they were least worried about, but Nottingham showing that they are really not a team to be messed with. And also, I want to see now Nottingham versus Manchester, because ACOG apparently beat Manchester. Last time we saw it, Manchester beat Nottingham, but Nottingham beat ACOG, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll just wait for them now. We'll have a very short break while we set up this next game, and we'll get back to you guys very shortly. Hopefully, I'll sort out the overlays and everything as well. But have a little 5-minute break here, and we'll get back to you soon, guys. Don't go anywhere.